It is Friday, July 15th in the MLB, and I'm Austin from Calling Our Shot.
And I'm Logan from Calling Our Shot.
And we are back with our three best picks of the day. We got our favorite game pick, player prop, and no one first inning coming your guys' way.
As always, guys, just do us that real quick favor and go down and hit that subscribe button. We just passed 35K, so what's next, Austin? How about 40K, right? That sounds cool. Or 36K. We'll start small goals. But you guys in the community all baseball season have been showing your love and support for you guys, so we can't thank you guys enough.
And we finally bounced back yesterday, getting ourselves a 2-in-1 day with the Rockies covering the +5 or the plus 0.5 in the first five. It was as sweaty as it could get as a tie through first 5 innings, despite scoring 5 runs. McKenzie easily gets his over and outs. Our NRFI was again ruined, but man, we're going to get bounced back, NRFI Nation. We had a great run. It's only right that we have a bad run coming through. Parlay, like I said, cashed. It's always on Odds Jam every single business day. So we have one again on Odds Jam. We'll talk about it at the end of the video if you stick around until then. And then, if you're following us on Twitter, give out a hit parlay. All these 4 guys to get a hit. It was plus 250. Look, plus 249 technically. All that cashed. We'll have another hit parlay. Likely we'll put it in the comments down below and also whatnot. So definitely check that out. But Logan, a great bounce back day. We had a couple new All-Stars. Even Ivan Bell, hopefully, and then Lane Johnson. Hopefully I pronounced those 2 names right. We appreciate you guys for supporting the channel. But let's keep winning, Logan. Let's get into Friday. What do you got for the people today?
Yeah, how about the sweat fest we endured yesterday, though? I told Austin I'm never allowed a no sweat bet. I don't know the last time I've had one, and today will probably be no different because I'm picking a game that's nearly a pick 'em. Going to the Rays versus the Orioles game, I'm picking the Rays money line. Currently minus 115 odds on DraftKings, as Austin's pulling up right here. As I mentioned, sort of a pick 'em. Some books do have the Rays a little bit more juiced at that minus 120, but still, DraftKings is our best value for this one. Now, before you grab your keyboard, Logan, Orioles are on a 10-game winning streak. Well, will they ever lose again? Okay, fine. Maybe not, right? But you know what? I also know Tampa Bay is not quietly on a 4-game win streak as well. So one of these 2 win streaks will end. And what I also do know is Baltimore has been terrible historically in Tampa Bay. They're 0-3, so they got swept this season in Tampa Bay. And last year, if you pull their splits, they're 1-9 versus Tampa Bay in Tampa Bay. So look, Tropicana Field has not been kind to these Orange Birds. So I am comfortable fading them today, right? Also, what I do know is whenever you're picking baseball and you got a guy with a double-digit ERA, it's so easy for you to just go and fade him. But that's not exactly how baseball works, right? Luis Patino is pitching for the Rays today. He's got coming in with a 13.5 ERA. So you look at that number and you're like, that's just scary, Logan. But look at his start. 2/3 innings pitched, 1 earned run in his only start in April. And so he got touched up in that one. But the Rays are going with a bullpen game this game. So he probably will see 1-2 innings, right? He'll just be the opener. So whatever he does, as long as it's not catastrophic, we should be good. But look, if you pull the whole entire Rays bullpen splits, I like them, right? Tampa Bay, 7th in bullpen ERA, 6th in bullpen strikeouts, and 9th in bullpen whip. So this is like a top 10 bullpen, and it's a solid top 10 bullpen. And you know what also I know that when you're going with a bullpen game, young bats like the Orioles might struggle because you're seeing a different pitcher each time through the lineup, right? If you're constantly seeing the same starting pitcher the 3rd time through the order, you're able to adjust and see their pitches better. Well, a bullpen game presents challenges for these hitters. And also, Baltimore's offense hasn't been that great. Despite the win streak, Baltimore offense 23rd in batting average, 22nd in OPS on the road. So yes, I know they've been getting those wins and in clutch fashion. I picked against the Orange Birds when they were on their win streak. I think it might have been early on in their win streak, actually, but that was a crazy game. They've been pulling out some really narrow victories, and today I think kind of their magic runs out. Look, Tampa Bay, they should be able to hit Tyler Wells today. Wells, 3 1-1 earned runs in each of his last 3 starts. So you look at that and you're like, pretty solid. I mean, 1 earned run type games. He's definitely shown improvement this year. 3.64 ERA on the road. But what I also do know, Tyler Wells does not pitch well against Tampa Bay. Pun intended. In 4 games pitched at Tampa Bay, he's got a 6.75 ERA. So rocking nearly a 7 ERA. Just as I kind of said with Blake Snell yesterday, sometimes teams just have your number, right? And Rockies had Blake Snell's number. Tyler Wells historically has not pitched, great versus Tampa Bay. Last start at Tampa Bay, 1 2/3 innings pitched, 4 earned runs back in April. I know that was the first game of the season, but look, this Tampa Bay offense just is talented. Some of them, some of their bats are hit or miss. If you pull the splits versus Tyler Wells, a few of them are 0 for. But I think this is just going to be a grinded out victory. This is a gut pick most of all. And I think the Orange Birds winning streak ends today. Tampa Bay will go on a 5-game winning streak, and we're rolling with the Rays in this one. But Austin, what do you got for your player prop today?
Yeah, so we'll support the Rays, my hometown team. But when I've been looking through player props, I feel like these lines are getting super sharp, and so I'm trying to find value for people out there, and I'm trying to give you guys things that I think. As I believe my internet just might have went out for a second, but today I'll be going with Alek Manoah of the Toronto Blue Jays to record a win, -120 on DraftKings. Now I understand, some people might not be able to take this market, but I do like the Blue Jays not only to win the first 5, but the full game. If you want to take that, I also like Manoah's over in Ks today. Now, like I said, this is not normally a prop market I test out too much. I haven't necessarily bet player props for the MLB all too long. I personally think betting base props super unpredictable. You just have walks and so many random things that could just kind of screw you out of winning there. And then you have a bunch of other K props that I think are super sharp, and those lines always end on the hook one way or the other. So we look at the last time we took to record a win prop was Severino, and he got injured. He absolutely hosted a home run derby. It was terrible. So good luck to my friend Alek Manoah. But the main reason I'm really here is I want to fade Zach Greinke. And when you look at Zach Greinke, he has all right numbers, but what I've noticed, terrible on the road. And obviously they're on the road today in Toronto. And for anyone that bet on the Blue Jays yesterday, which was a lot of people, you got wronged good as they lost outright to the Royals. And it was a game, I know everyone's betting the Blue Jays because the Royals are without, 10 of their 26 normal starters in the lineup. Started 10 of their 26 players on their lineup. But look, Greinke's really been bad on the road, and that's why I'm fading him more today. Now, Greinke's allowed 29 earned runs and just 35 innings pitched on the road compared to just 8 earned runs and 38 innings pitched at home. He's a pitched contact player, and the Blue Jays are kind of in a little bit of a funk, losing 10 of their last 13 games. They just fired their manager. I think they bounced back today. Look, that's a 7.46 ERA and 1.57 WHIP on the road. Like I said, Greinke not been all that great. Now, Blue Jays, you look at their normal line. Their other lines. First 5 run line, -200. You'd even have to go up to -1.5 at -110 just to get even value. And then you look at the full game, they're over like -350, -400 on the money line. And well, I don't necessarily know if I bet, their money line. I wouldn't throw that in a parlay. That's just not profitable. But we look at Manoah, he's been very good for him this season, even better at home, winning 5 of his 8 starts so far at home. And he's going to enter with a 2.21 ERA, 0.83 WHIP at home. So he's been their star pitcher, been the most consistent pitcher they have this season. He did record a win earlier this season versus Kansas City. This was the Royals' full lineup. So now that he's getting kind of their secondary lineup, I kind of like it a little bit more. So I do think Alek Manoah, very good chance to record a win today. That's what I'm taking as my player prop, -120 on DraftKings. You can see that we have a couple different values, -123 on Caesars, -140 on points bet. So I'm kind of messing around with this player prop market. Hopefully some of you guys can take it or at least use it to your advantage. Now, a couple other leans I did look at. Madison Bumgarner, do like his under 4.5 Ks. I think that's a pretty solid look. Only problem, like I said, K props, super sharp. You look at Bumgarner, he's normally ending with 3, 4, or 5. So he's always right next to it, and it just takes a Luke Voigt who comes up and swings at nothing. A pitch in there is just going to screw him out of that one. Rockies money line, I do think the Rockies bounce back, got a lefty in Coors Field. I always like that. And then if you stick around for a little bit, I do like the Guardians -0.5 in the first 5 innings, but we'll talk about that in a second. But Logan, you know what time it is? Nerfy Nation time, and boy, oh boy, these flags at half staff. This has been a rough time. We need some good vibes. So you know what? I don't know what else to do. Then I think we gotta bring back what we need. We need the good vibes, and we're bringing it. We're bringing the music. We need some music, good vibes. We absolutely need it after we went on a great run, winning 9 of 11 Nerfies. I think we lost 4 or 5 in a row. That ends today, Logan, because today we are going Phillies versus Marlins. No run first inning, -139 on Barstool Sportsbook. So Logan has another lean, and we'll talk about that at the end. But we see the value on this one. We know it's a juiced one, but we need to see one go through the hoop. So hopefully we can get a quick 6 outs here. Now on the mound for the Marlins, it's the best person they can probably trot out there. Sandy Alcantara, 14-4 on no run first innings, which is surprisingly, not that great for a guy that has a ERA in the 1.7s, but still been very solid. He is a 1-1 on the NRFIs versus Philly. So Philly has scored against him before, but look at the Phillies, just 28th in first inning runs on the road, a team that has struggled to score on the road. So please, Alcantara, we need 3 outs, and I need them badly. Logan, who's pitching for the Phillies today?
Yeah, Kyle Gibson. Hopefully he has our back today, right? 14-3 on NRFIs this year, and that includes he's 2-0 on no run first innings against these Marlins. You like to see that. Marlins, 28th and first inning runs at home. What I do know is that the over-under set to 7 for a reason, right? If I have to watch or look at the box score of the Marlins with their just terrible bats against the Pirates, my gosh, like, the eye test just hurt. It hurt. I saw some really bad baseball. So I really do think Kyle Gibson can navigate through through the top half of the Marlins order, and I'm really hoping Sandy Alcantara can be that NL MVP type, NL Cy Young type player, because he's just been on a great pace. He's the odds-on favorite for a reason, which we will talk about a little bit later on, and that's foreshadowing, right? But the over/under, as I mentioned, set to 7, and this is a really solid look. It is juiced, Austin. We do need this one in the worst way. But if you don't want to lay the juice, you're like, juice Nerfies are bad vibes, Logan and Austin. We're not doing it. We have a strong lean, and it is in the Kansas City-Toronto game. I really do like that one as a no-run first inning portion. I think Zach Greinke can limit the damage. I think he can get a few ground ball outs, and the Nerfy on that one is like, I think, a -115. It's pretty good value. It's a good pivot if you just don't want to take this Nerfy, and if you don't want to ride the calling our shot ice cold streak, I don't blame you. But I do think it's a good look. And Nerfy Nation, we're getting back on track. We're waving the flags. Have we ever lost with the music on? Come on.
I don't think we have. So we'll see how the music treats us today. That's our no-run first inning. As always, the parlay of the day, like we talked about, hit yesterday. We'll have our hit parlay probably on Twitter a little bit later this afternoon. But this is the one we're going with. And if you guys tune into the videos all the way this long, you would know yesterday you would have cashed out. Going Pirates team total under 4.5 runs, and Guardians -0.5 in the first 5 innings, +260. So definitely go check that out. I believe that's on FanDuel Sportsbook. But you can go check out the odds jam link, figure out our whole thing as to why we like each of these legs. There's a couple different reasons, but I'm sure you can find them. But we appreciate you guys as always for tuning in. Thank you as always for showing your support. Let's go into 2 straight winning days. Hopefully flying these flags, cashing it, maybe bringing out the brooms. We appreciate you guys for tuning in. Austin and Logan, we'll catch you guys in the next one.